October 18th, 10 in the morning, District Court, room number 4. Welcome to Ace Attorney!
You had to stand for that intro?
No, I just felt like standing. And I'm also trying to figure out where I can put my drink so I can have throat lozenges of drink kind.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
I just realized his name is Will Powers.
Yup, his name is Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well. I would like to move on. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employees' area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. that day. Past security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. Boy, this is a lot of explaining. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the murderer's chest. No, the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Please say no.
Should I listen to it, the whole thing again?
Please say no. Oh boy.
I think I could probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call this security officer to the stand.
I don't get a chance to cross-examine, don't you?
No. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please.
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their name.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Wendy. When I was an Oldbag, but not really, still the children would make fun of my name. Believe it? There's this boy as a captain of the Chess and Junior Club, and he called me Oldbag because... objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
Objection sustained! The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony?
Now the witness is stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yesy, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you?
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony.
She sure is one heck of an old bag.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by right at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio.
You saw the defendant, then. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Whitney said that like he was actually doing his duty.
So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio?
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in.
Right. The card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one wasn't supposed to.
Does he know what she's saying?
So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be in there could get in. It's hard line to say for some reason.
Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station?
Should I present a card key? I don't know if that'd be a good idea. Just go with the press for now. A run through.
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrates. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
Powers was in the dressing room sleeping, and he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero.
If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? I had some errands to run that morning.
What do I have?
Can you stab her with the spear?
Phoenix Wright would be on trial again.
What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know.
Observing? You weren't supposed to be at...
What?
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow! I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too!
You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty.
Not a bad idea!
When did she get there?
She's always been there, just more silent than usual.
Oh.
So yeah. Did you see the victim then?
Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5.
So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second?
Of course! I am a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can watch the game and eat donuts at the same time. Whippersnapper!
Snipper whopper! Old windbag is losing it, Nick!
Why don't you raise an objection?
So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see?
How did you know that?
Ho, ho, ho. I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts, and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Poor Detective Gumshoe getting rattled it out by a security guard.
Rattled it out.
Two? Are you're sure?
Sure as spit.
Well, who was the man?
Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed toward the studio.
So you saw Mr. Powers?
That's what I said. Got wax in your hair, Sonny.
Nick, this is your chance!
Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him.
The secret weapon.
I would assume the picture. That don't look like Powers.
It's not here or here.
I don't know. I'd present it there.
Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo.
You make it sound like it's being turned on.
What is this exactly?
None other than the Steel Samurai, defendant Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that it's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of a steel samurai, but that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is a steel samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one is in this court accusing you of that, Miss, witness.
Phoenix has gas.
He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently.
However, you do not have proof that this person in the photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Huh, nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What?
Huh?
Even Edgeworth is surprised.
The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please, make known all information in your possession ahead of time. How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good.
Let's hear about your proof then.
Just giving up on life. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright! You may cross-examine the witness.
She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals.
That sounds like he's about to murder her.
You suggested he throw the samurai spear at her earlier.
Trip and fall.
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the steel samurai. What a laugh! So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony.
Broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? Spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record.
Where is Hammer?
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up. You today always whining about the other, pointing fingers at this and that. It's enough to make an old lady want to cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
I think Edgeworth has met his match. Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what were you doing exactly?
Observing, just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backgrounds around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then.